Hello, everybody. I am Brun BJ Swig 33, along here with Mark Wingman 709 and Rob, also known as Presar. This is This Xbox Life, episode 338. Get over here! And if everybody, hopefully you recognize what that is, what game that is from, because a newer one is coming out this Tuesday. But also, hopefully that startup sound or music didn't blow everybody's ears out, because I saw Mark taking his headset off and we just went over it and it did not destroy his ears the time that I played it before. So, was it okay that time, Mark?
I lowered my volume down drastically, but now you sound clear as opposed to 5 minutes ago when you were fine with the headset volume up. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
All I can think of is it's XSplit. That's the only thing I can think of because
Exploit
we didn't touch
blows.
anything. Well, and the thing is I may
Well,
actually consider trying OBS again to see how that works out. But
yeah, the one thing too is that one time that it was super duper loud on the Twitch feed that I was editing for the podcast. It was fine. It was fine. I think it was just super loud in Skype.
yeah, I have no idea. Well, it was super loud everywhere. And I mean, that was just normal, my audio going out of, my computer. So who knows? That's the thing. But we are here. We are back. We took a week off for some people's Easter, and then some people's Easter is today. Isn't that correct?
Yeah. So we had to take off so we wouldn't inconvenience you guys, but it's okay to inconvenience Rob. I see how it
Yep,
is.
Rob,
that's right,
I
sucker.
see how it is.
I did not realize that. I
Dude,
apologize.
it's been like 8 years.
Has your Easter always fell on a different time than the Easter that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's usually not the same. And to further complicate things, uh, it floats. I really don't know, exactly what the reasoning is
oh,
behind it, for
oh.
the different days.
Have you ever
But
seen Have you ever seen how they determine what Sunday Easter falls on? Even in
I
the
know it's on
Catholic.
Sunday.
Well, I know it's always on Sunday, but even in the Catholic religion, it's like, oh, it's the third. It's like blah blah blah, and it's like when the moon is here and here, and I mean, it's like some crazy
Oh, jeez.
crazy thing. So we actually may fall on the same day. We may not fall on the same day, or you could convert.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So
I think last year was the same day.
yes, I think so too.
Right?
I didn't think anything of it,
Yeah.
but thank you for showing up. So
That's I'm here for the people.
yeah, so
And
uh,
plus it's, 9 o'clock on a Sunday night. What else am I gonna do?
yeah, so but yeah, so far it's just us and Moobot. Oh, Vengeful's here. He says it's bedtime. I think he's lying.
It's
Think,
7:25.
yeah,
It
I
can't be
know. Don't
bedtime.
let him bully on there. But okay, let's get this show on the road so we can finish up.
Finally,
We had
half hour
some
late.
Skype issues, so Skype has not been
We've
friendly.
had
It's been
Skype issues, headset issues.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and
Again.
Skype has been updating like two or three times. It's like at least once a week that application's updating. So, but
Yeah, and I accidentally launched the modern application
ooh,
and then I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. They like just for something that's supposed to be so user friendly and such, the future, the way things are going, it's not very intuitive. At least maybe I don't know, maybe just my old school mentality of
right,
expecting like file exit or
yeah,
something along those lines.
nope.
And Skype's always been tricky too, because to quit it, you actually have to right click on it in the tray,
Hmm.
which is stupid because it always stays active.
All right.
They don't want you to quit it.
Well,
Anyway,
anywho, first off, let's get through this and we'll get to what we've been playing, which might be a short list. But first thing, obviously, Amazon.com. That's one way to help us out for the show. Anything you purchase, games, toilet paper, light bulbs, underwear.
board
If you
games.
buy it through board games, if you buy it through Amazon.com, if you actually go to thisxboxlife.com/Amazon, you'll still be going to Amazon, but it'll go through us and it'll give us a little percentage of your purchase. Nothing extra to you. Actually, if you go to thisxboxlife.com and click on the Amazon area there, and you're in a participating country, it'll take you to the correct store and everything like that. Next, if you want to be a patron of ours, you can go to patreon.com/thisxboxlife. That is more of like a monthly subscription, similar to, I guess, like a Twitch subscription. So you can go in there. We have different tiers. Like if you donate so much per month, you can be a guest on the show. Other than that, I think that's about it. I think that's like the highest level you can do there. Tips, we take tips as well. twitchalerts.com/donate/thisxboxlife. Our last tipper was Wingman709 for $5. He wants his money back, is what he says. That's just one way if you can't do it regularly or monthly. Oh, thanks, bud. My little boy brought my iPad to me. If you can't do it regularly or just want to do kind of a lump sum because that's the way you prefer to do it, you can go through and donate there. If you want to wear some cool swag or cool shirts, go to cafepress.com/thisxboxlife. You can get mugs and all that fun stuff that Cafe Press offers, and we have a variety out there. And that leads us to what we've been playing. So, Mark, would you like to go first? Because it might be easy on you.
Nothing. Next.
All right. Nothing.
And
next.
yes, I know it's been 2 weeks. So. But yeah, I've been extremely busy. So I think I actually did get to play. Let's see. It's been 2 weeks. I can't remember if this was before we recorded or not, but I did play the Fast and Furious Forza 2 Horizon Presents Fast and Furious. I didn't even think about it until a while later. Obviously, I told you guys I'd played it and 1K'd it on the Xbox One. Well, the game's free on the 360 as well. So I grabbed it on there, played it again, and got another 1K on there for free. So if you did download it, it's now a paid product. But if you, it was available on both systems for free. So I got 2,000 gamer score for that. And what I found interesting, it's not identical. The races and stuff on the 360 version were different than the ones that I had on the Xbox One. So it was kind of nice. It wasn't like I was playing the exact same thing. I thought that was kind of cool. Other than that, it's been so busy with family stuff and just personal things that I have not played. I think I might have gotten an hour in of Borderlands 2 in the last 2 weeks. And Vengeful Loki can vouch for me that I haven't been on playing because he's been wanting to co-op with me, and I just haven't been able to do it. So no gaming for me really the last 2 weeks. So,
Rob, what about you?
Yeah, so I played a bunch of things. First of all, Forza Horizon 2, Fast and the Furious, pretty well done. I kind of like the different take on Forza Horizon. It had a tiny bit of a storyline where the Forza Horizon 2 game just felt kind of like, more of the same. Just, okay, go over here, race. Go, okay. You finish those 3 races, go over there, race, and such. So it was kind of neat to that aspect. And I sort of like the tie-in to the whole Fast and the Furious line. And I think we talked about it a couple of shows ago. Were we talking about NOS? Why would you put nitrous on a Bugatti?
Yeah, you were talking about that last time.
Yeah, the fastest production car.
Yeah, fastest production car. Like I can't even. The nitrous kit alone probably costs more than like everything I own. Combined, like all my assets and stuff like that. Just because it's all got to be custom and who knows what. But anyway, the game is pretty cool. I haven't quite 1K'd it yet. I think it was at 940, and I don't know if I'm really interested in completing it, but it's extremely well done. And I know I've mentioned this before about Forza Horizon, and it still stands today that the music in that game has such an impact on me that the other day I was still, I was driving in my car, driving to work, And then one of the songs that I hear on the soundtrack in Forza Horizon, I don't know, maybe just it loops so much, it immediately made me think of the game. It's just interesting how that happens. And I think neither of you guys have that happen, right? It's just me, right? Well, yeah. I guess it wouldn't happen for you,
No.
Mark, since you don't drive to work. But
I did that when, because like EA would always have like the best soundtracks when there's sports games and stuff like that. And, you
Mhm.
know, like playing Tiger Woods. I remember playing Tiger Woods, and I think it was the intro music came on the radio one day and reminded me of like, I was like, I want to go home and golf.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's yeah, you sort of like get trained
Yeah.
or not. But yeah, it's a pretty cool game. Hopefully, all the listeners picked it up and either got to play it or are going to be playing it soon.
Right.
If not, I think even at $10, it's probably worth it.
Yeah.
And then I played Lego the Movie game. Extremely well done, a lot of fun. I guess there's a couple new ones coming out now, including the one with that, was it Dimensions? It's got some kind of base to it. I just watched the trailer. I haven't really researched into it, but I'm really happy with all these, various Lego games that have come out, and the fact that they've been on sale lately for super cheap prices, definitely does help because these games at 5, 10, 12, $13 are just phenomenal deals because they're so well done.
What's
And
what's the
what's
deal
that?
with Lego Marvel superheroes?
That's a really good
Was
game.
it free?
I think it was $5.
I don't know if it was free or $5 or whatever, but I did log in. I was playing games today, and I checked my games list, and it was downloaded on my machine.
Hmm.
And I was kind of curious if the games for gold, are they auto downloading now onto your onto your machine?
I haven't noticed that
Oh, because I logged onto my Xbox, and they were already on there, and I didn't even purchase them yet. So
yet.
well,
That
they
means you're
were
going
free.
to.
I went in and actually had to purchase them still, but yet they were already on my Xbox. So I have no idea. Like this the Lego superheroes, I have no idea where it came from. But it's on my Xbox right now, and I'm
Hmm.
not sharing with anybody. Nobody else plays my Xbox, turns it on,
Right.
or anything like that. I have,
As far as you know,
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't know what happens when
I have
you're
no
at work.
idea why it's doing it.
God.
So yeah,
Yeah, but all those are really good. I think with the recent sale that they had, I think the most expensive of the bunch was Lego Batman, which was discounted to $30
Hmm.
or so. But they're just fantastic deals for all of them, and so far they've been just wonderful. And then lastly, I want to talk about Ori and the Blind Forest. This is a fantastic game. It's extremely hard, and I also hate it.
Oh,
I hate it a lot, and I love it. I'm torn. Couple reasons. Number one, it's frustratingly hard, where I have to play it in like little spurts. I'll play it for like 20, 25 minutes, and then I have to put the game down. I have to go do something else. And I still come back to it. A lot of games that I find extremely difficult, I just shelve and never touch them again. But I keep coming back to this thing, and it's actually a lot of fun. It's challenging. It's not too easy, and it's extremely well done. The art, the ambience, the sound. It's just freaking awesome. And I was loving the game. I got about halfway through the game, and then I lost probably about 40% of my progress, which pissed me off so bad. Yeah.
Family game. Family
yeah,
show.
so bad that you cursed on the show.
And on his own Easter.
Jeez.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you did.
What? What'd I say?
I'm not can't repeat it.
I can't say that. Jeez.
If you can't repeat it, it didn't happen. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, so the thing just I was so mad. I was like, I cannot play this game because there's this one tree in the beginning of the game, or actually, it's like in the first half of the game called the Ginso tree, I think is it's called. It's so hard. It probably took me at least an hour, if not an hour and a half, of just playing this thing over and over and over to get past it because the timing is critical. Everything has to come, right together at the right moments in order for you to make it through this thing. And I just got past that thing finally, and I was just so relieved. I'm like, oh, that sucked so bad. And I rebooted my machine. Actually, I booted it up a couple of days later, and I was down at I think 20% in the game. And I'm like, I can't do this again. I have no interest in doing it. I'm done. A couple of days went by, and sure enough, I was back at it. And I can say that I got past the Ginso tree again for the second time, and it was a lot easier than the first time. It took a lot less time because I guess you get proficient in doing all the crazy little moves to get through it. And so now I'm at the point of where I'm making progress again. But the game's fantastic. I think it's $20. It's definitely worth it. And I hope it goes on sale so folks that haven't tried it can maybe give it a shot if it's going to meet a certain price point for them. Extremely hard game, but extremely well done. Extremely well done. And it's back in my good graces, even though it is hard.
So do you know how many respawns you've got so far?
I haven't looked.
Cubby Cowlake, sorry if I said that wrong, has completed the game with 498 respawns.
That's it? That's actually pretty good. So I've heard that people easily get over 1,000.
Yeah, I won't even bother.
Yeah, me either.
No, I'm touching it.
Based
I don't
on
need
your
the
recommendation,
frustration.
I'm never going to
I,
touch it.
I know Mark would definitely like. It would be an expensive game for you because I think you would twist your controller in half.
I don't need any of those.
You remember that? Remember that guy with the mouse?
Yes.
Back in the LAN party days, just smashing his mouse into the table.
Well, I broke a controller on my 360 on 007 Bloodborne, or Blood. No, not Bloodborne. Blood something. Bloodstone. I don't remember what it was called, but yeah, I threw a controller and busted one of the left stick.
Oh, the analog stick.
Yep.
Nice. Well, yeah, you definitely break an expensive Xbox One controller, I'm sure.
Bloodstone. That's the game.
But yeah, challenging game and a good game, as long as your save files stay.
Cubicle Lake. There's it. There you go. Cubicle Lake. 2 words.
Cubicle Lake.
So Cubicle Lake's only had 498 respawns.
Yeah, where do you see that? Is that on the?
I'm seeing
an
this
Xbox app?
in the chat.
Yeah, chat.
So Cubicle Lake, if you can let us know where you find your respawns, and we'll tell Rob, or he can read that in the chat as we continue on.
Yep. All right. So I played 2 games this week, or last couple weeks, I guess 3, because I played Battlefield Hardline, which I haven't played since then. I'm kind of curious when they're going to start tweaking and put up some patches, because the game is broken. So I was getting so tired of one-shot kills and this and that. It's like, it's just ridiculous. It's the same. I will say it's a Battlefield, and it's the first time it got released. But it's almost like they're playing it off just because the servers were working. They think that they don't have to do anything else. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I've kind of put that back for a little bit. I played Destiny. I hit level 32. Finally got my boots from the Crota raid. And I did a grind on Friday night and upgraded those all the way. So finally hit 32. My Warlock is completely upgraded. Did like Volta Glass today and got an exotic weapon out of it. Other than that, I tried out Neverwinter because I saw, some people in Facebook group talking about it. I can see how for a free to play game it's free. I didn't.
For
well,
free to
for a
play game, it's free.
Yeah, it's fun for a free to play game. But as I was playing, I can see how it'd be fun with friends as well if you got into a nice group and everything.
Yeah.
But and I did hear about this before. I was talking to people when I was raiding. I was like, "Has anybody played Neverwinter?" They said, "Yeah, good game. It'd be fun." But there are some serious frame rate issues. I'm like, "Oh boy." And they are completely right. That thing, wow. You get into a fight
Choppy.
maybe with like 3 or 4 guys and the game like stops, like the motion stops completely and then jumps.
Wow.
I mean, you're talking 5, 6, 7 frames a second. It's crazy how that would happen. What happened to Cubicle Lake? All right. But other than that, that is pretty much all I've done. So, did Cubicle get kicked out?
No. Was posting, just got a warning, was posting a link. Probably a link to would answer Rob's question.
Oh,
No,
yeah. Sorry,
actually,
Moobot's going to hit you on that. I'm sorry. Hopefully you didn't get a timeout or anything. If you're still watching, relax. You'll be able to
Oh wait,
come back.
all of Cubicle Lakes is
Yeah.
gone. Uh-oh.
Yeah. He was typing in Xbox. He said Xbox Smart Glass has it or Xbox.com.
Yeah.
So,
I found it on the Xbox app on Windows 10.
Yeah.
It's in there.
Yeah.
It shows only 132 respawns. There's no way that that's right. It must have lost all that.
with all your saves that
stuff.
was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully Cubicle can should be able to type another message in there. Hopefully he didn't get kicked or anything, but that's what happened there. So I'm like, oh no, okay, you're here. Yeah. Any links, Xbox, I probably might have to put Xbox.com into the free or like safe link list or something like that.
Whitelist.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Stop doing it. Moobot's not gonna like you.
Moobot does not discriminate.
Yeah. So we believe you. I read your message. But all right, cool. Well, with that, we are on to the round table. So, Mark and Rob and I didn't put the one I put in here, but I'll talk about it as well. But we are kind of passing some emails across back and forth over the last week. And the first one that I saw, which actually I really like the idea because I had to clear off my entire Xbox 360's hard drive so my son could use it. But the Xbox 360 support or Xbox 360 is going to support up to 2 terabyte drives for hard drive space. So I think a lot of people are questioning, like, why are they still messing with Xbox? Because I think we've had a discussion about that before. Like, why do some things with the OS or the operating, when they were messing with the dashboard and things like that? Why give new features when it's the old system? But and we came back to it. It's just like, well, maybe it's just a super simple thing to put in there. But what do you guys think about this? Do you like it?
Here, I'll run with it. So
Okay.
this is a feature that we should have gotten like years ago, and I'm glad that they did it.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole thing with the USB drives was pretty lame, and having to buy those drives that went physically into the side of the older. What do they call the? Was that the? So there's the slim. What do you call the old 360s? Is that like fat 360s?
Yeah, the white ones, just first gen.
Yeah, the old ones.
I guess.
Yeah, 'cause I've got like one of those elite ones, and just the fact that they're adding it now.
Pro.
What?
They were called a Core and the Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Core Pro Premium.
Elites.
I originally had the premium, but anyway, so to me it shows that this is something that they could have done the entire time, and they just chose not to, which sucks. But I'm glad to have it now, and I think that it's totally needed because they're giving us all these games for free, and I've got a 120 drive on mine, on my 360, and it's just full all the time. And every time something new comes out, I mean, half the stuff I don't even install because there's no room. And also I don't play the 360 as much as I used to, because all the focus is on the Xbox One now, seemingly. But I'm glad that they did it, and I think it's cool that they are finally doing the preview stuff for the 360, which means that they can add stuff. And it's a feature that we could have used a long time ago, but I'd rather have it now than not at all.
Yeah. It just kind of looks like a cash grab when it came to all those hard drives because they only went up so high. And I went and bought like a $50 250 gig
Yeah,
hard drive. The problem was is it didn't have that.
the cable.
Well, no, it didn't have the what would you call it? The Microsoft software on it. So I couldn't play Xbox original games. And I had one. I had Sid Meier's Pirates Xbox original. And that was the one game I couldn't play because it didn't recognize that hard drive. It didn't have the whatever software that they put on their official drives. But it's pretty
Some
funny
kind
because
of
now I can plug
authenticity
in.
thing.
I can plug in I can plug in a USB hard drive now and download it and play it, and they're going to be okay with it. So, but yeah, I like it because then I can go back and download everything back on, that I was downloading, and because I'm still buying the games with gold, just
Yeah,
because the stuff's there. So
absolutely.
yeah,
And because I was thinking about the size for these, and it supports up to 2 terabyte. 2 terabyte on the 360 is just crazy
oh yeah,
huge
yeah,
because the games aren't as big as the Xbox One games.
right,
So you can put like an old, 500 gig drive on there and be good for a long, long time, with all the free games that are coming out.
hmm,
You don't need a 2 terabyte. You don't necessarily need a 1 terabyte. You can just use an old drive that you might have laying around.
right. Mark, what do you think?
I think they're about 8 years and about 1.5 terabytes too short. So I think it's pointless. I really do. But I mean, for the people that are still on 360 and not going to make the jump, that it's good. I've been struggling with hard drive space. I got like a 250 gig drive on mine, and
Yeah.
I've been out of space forever. So,
Yep.
but once Rock Band comes over to Xbox One, I'll be able to go into 360 and delete all that DLC, and I'll have lots of space. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I just think, really, what's the point? It just seems so. Why couldn't they have done this a long time ago?
Yeah,
It's
You know,
marketing. It's got to be marketing.
it's
It
yeah. I
wasn't
don't
a
see the
technical challenge because they wouldn't have done it now,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. I mean, why waste the resource? This had to just. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I just in the point of doing this now. So I mean, are they really gonna sell that many drives? Are they just trying to? They think they're gonna sell that many more 360s? I mean, what you can get a 360 now for what, $100? So
yeah.
I mean, really? Is it? I don't know.
It helps all
Yeah,
those
you can
people
get
that have those 4 gig, just the 4 gig,
Internal.
internal. So which
Yeah.
is which
Oh
was
yeah,
what
the
mine was.
arcades.
That's why I did. I bought that
Yeah.
4 gig internal, and I went and bought like a aftermarket 250 gig hard drive, which lasted me
Okay.
all the way up to maybe last month. I think's when it was full, because of the recent games they've been giving us have been larger games. So as far as size,
Do you guys know what would happen to the regular drive? Those. Oh, actually, I'm looking at the image here. Yeah, so it looks like it just shows up as a regular.
yeah,
The new drive shows up as some kind of external drive or
Mhm.
something. So the normal drive that attaches to the side, let's say for the older boxes, looks like it'll still work.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Cool. All right.
Maybe
Games
this
talk.
is something, it's one of the things that we're getting, with Phil Spencer at the helm.
Yeah.
Since they seem to be doing a lot of community stuff, just seeing what people want, you know, and that's cool. Oh, did you guys hear that Don Matrick is now out at Zynga?
Oh yeah.
He's gone. Yeah. Last week I don't know exactly what happened with that, but yeah, he was like the head, right? He basically was what Phil Spencer is today.
I think
Yeah,
so.
he used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was the old Phil Spencer. And then right after E3, before the Xbox One launched,
Yeah.
he quit and he went to Zynga, the Facebook, not Facebook, Farmville people.
Right.
It was Facebook game people. And yeah, now he's gone. He lasted there about a year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was the one that I couldn't. He was the one where I think, like Microsoft E3 conference, I couldn't stand to watch him. Like
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody liked him.
He ruined the conference, and it's not. It wasn't the content or anything. It was just his ability to speak publicly without reading off, what he needed to do. It was bad, very bad.
Yeah.
So
And I think that we're much better off today with Phil Spencer because
Yeah.
Phil Spencer, to me, is a gamer.
Yeah,
He's
that's-
passionate.
he's a
You know,
gamer
it's
kind of guy,
his
a
thing.
gamer type of guy. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Matrick was purely a suit.
Yeah.
He's a business guy, and to him, it's all spreadsheets and numbers. So
yeah, I'm
Better
super
off.
super excited about E3, and I'll talk about it more here toward the end of this. But
yeah, it's coming up.
all right, you guys ready to move forward to the next
Yep,
one?
yep,
All
yep.
right,
Oh
so
man, I'm gonna
Oh.
miss it again, aren't I?
what?
Wait, no, I think I'll be back in time
Oh.
for E3 because it's like June.
First week of June, first couple weeks of June.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's June like 8th and 9th.
Oh,
I gotta look that up now.
yeah, you can go.
Otherwise, I'll be probably flying when it's happening.
All right. Well, while you're looking that up, so let me think outside of the game and how nice the games are.
Middle
Hey,
of June this year, June 16th to the 18th.
hey, Andy Fox 999. Thanks for following. Think about not the sorry video playing behind the thing. What do you guys think about the Call of Duty series? Do you and the games are fun, people like single player, people really love the multiplayer. It still sells a ton, so I'm not questioning what it's selling or whatever. But do you think like the marketing of, hey, let's try to do a secret tease or a secret release of the next Call of Duty, do you think like those guys actually need to do anything like that? Or and not that they need it for marketing or anything, but to me it's just like, hey, we know there's a Call of Duty coming every year. You guys don't need to act like it's some secret, like you're going to surprise people by teasing people on what it is. Or maybe in this case what it was is like they're teasing the type of Call of Duty it's going to be, because they're teasing with the back in black, so everybody's like, oh, it's Black Ops 3 version of Call of Duty. I think that's where they were trying to do it. But like, what do you guys think about Call of Duty series? Is it something that's like interests you anymore? Not that you wouldn't play it or that you're going to play it, but are you like super pumped about it anymore? Like we used to be when it was like coming out the first 3 years, but now that we're in like year 10, is it super like, are you giddy for it? Are you I can't wait midnight release launch?
I've always been a Call of Duty fan.
Yeah.
Rob probably remembers. I mean,
Oh,
fact,
yeah.
Rob introduced me to the game. I remember that day. But I used to have a clan. I ran servers. I had servers up and running that I would, manage, and I was big into it. The last game that I played, what was it? The Advanced Warfare. It had some cool stuff, but I just, even the multiplayer I thought was pretty good. There was some fun stuff, but it's not anything that, it's like I go through the campaign, and the campaigns I don't think are that fun anymore. It's all, I don't know what it is. It's just, every time I play it, I feel like I've done this before. It's like I feel like they've run out of ideas. And with the multiplayer, I don't think, I think it got better this time, but it wasn't enough to bring me back into it. I don't hate Call of Duty franchise. It's a juggernaut. They have sold 18.47 million copies of Advanced Warfare.
Wow.
And yeah, that's down
No,
from
that's
other versions,
oh yeah.
but it's still huge
yeah.
numbers
Mhm.
when you compare it to other games. 18.5 million is a lot of copies. It's very profitable. Um, I think it's cool that they still do it. There are a lot of people that love Call of Duty. They get excited about it. I think they would be happy to do a teaser. So, am I personally excited about it? I don't really care. I know that people are glad that they're going back to, what is it, Black Ops 3?
Yeah. Yep.
So I know a lot of people are happy about that. I didn't care for the Black Ops games. I think in fact, I'm trying to remember. There's so many of them. It's like kind of forget what was it. The one before Advanced Warfare, which was that was Ghosts. Okay, so that was Ghosts. That one, the multiplayer was horrible, but I do think Black Ops 2, I think, had a really good multiplayer.
Yeah, that was the last big one
Um,
I think you were in. Like you were playing it all the time. I think it was Black Ops 2.
Yeah, so and then Ghosts, I just hated the multiplayer because the maps were so large and it was just like everybody was sniping. That's all
Yeah.
it was. And then Advanced Warfare was a lot better. It was a lot, more of what Call of Duty should be. Um, but I'm more excited for Titanfall 2 than I am for the next Call of Duty. And Titanfall is Call of Duty with Max, plain and simple. But
Mhm.
it's a big franchise, so I don't have any problem with them still selling it and teasing it. I think it's all cool, and the fans dig it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I just thought it was a weird thing because it was just like, and that's what I was saying is like maybe they were just teasing the release of which Call of Duty it was going to be. Because, you have the Modern Warfare, you have the Advanced Warfare, you have the Ghosts, you have the Black Ops. So it's just like this is the branch of the series we're doing this year. So maybe that's kind of where that was at. But you were talking about you're excited for Titanfall 2, and Vengeful Loki's talking about the Tom Clancy games. Like, I'm excited for the Division, and I've been watching a lot of the
Rainbow
uh,
Six, the
yeah,
Siege.
yeah, the Siege, and the Siege looks fun. I see where some of the people are just kind of like, yeah, there's this and that. I watch like Jack Frags and those guys playing it. It has its moments, but Jack Frags
See,
actually says, "Bring back Terrorist Hunt." That's what
yeah,
we all want. We
it's
want that.
my concern about the next Rainbow Six is that all we have seen is this siege mode, or I'm assuming that's a siege mode. I mean, the game's called Siege.
That's what it is.
If this game is nothing but go rescue the hostage, then what this and correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you think that all this is a modern day Counter Strike?
Yes. Yep.
I,
That's what it is.
I don't want that. I want a campaign. Rainbow Six Vegas 2 was like the best one, in my opinion. They had the campaign was phenomenal.
Mhm.
It was so much fun. It was great in co-op. They had all that's where they added in like when you do headshots, you get the points, and
Yeah.
you add it. So you had XP and you were building up your character, and that transferred into the multiplayer. And so I mean, it was just like a great, perfect game. Was it like the original Rainbow Six? No. It wasn't like the strategic map out where you want your team to go and kind of go through. And those were some good times. But I personally, I loved Rainbow Six 2, Vegas 2. I think that was the best one. They could release that today on Xbox One, and I would pay full price for it. Um, but Terrace Hunt was phenomenal. I loved doing that. I did that over and over and over and over again with friends, with randoms. It was just a blast to do it. I don't plan to buy the next one, and I've been very disappointed by what this game is looking to be. Where it used to be Rainbow Six Patriots, and it was a campaign, and there was a story, and yeah, I didn't necessarily like the story they were going with,
Mhm.
and I'm really kind of glad they got dropped. But it's like they dropped it, scrapped everything, and just said, "Let's do a modern day Counter Strike."
Right.
and call it a Rainbow Six game, and I have absolutely no interest in that.
I still
And
think
if
it would be something I think you still should try. I think it looks fun. The
it doesn't even look
strategy,
fun when I've watched it though.
the team strategy stuff, though. It's like, where I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what if that's all it is either, and things like that. But I mean, he's like, bring back Terrorist Hunt because that's what he said. Is like, bring back Terrorist Hunt because that's what we all want, which is completely true. And I mean, you sit there and talk, Mark. uh, remember the map that we would always play? We'd go to the 2 double doors, and we'd open the door, and we'd
Yeah.
toss the grenade off to the left, and the guys would start sliding down the rope right in the middle, and that's all you had to do is plug the guys in the middle, and they would just keep sliding down the rope and sliding down
Yep.
the rope, and it's like we had that in such a pattern of like, open the door, toss the grenade, shoot the guy in the rope, toss another grenade, do this, do this, do this. Oh wait, we're down to the last 3. Okay, let's go into this room to the right because they're outside by this vehicle, or they're upstairs, and like that was so much fun. And like my whole goal was to be able to complete that like by myself. I got close
Yeah.
a couple times, but oh my gosh, Terrorist Hunt was so fun. Yeah, I mean,
But-
this is almost like a terrorist hunt, but without computer terrorists. So
It is
the-
Counter Strike
well,
from
the
what
terrorist-
I see though. It's a competitive. It's not even a
Mm.
co-op. It's not like a horde mode.
right,
you know?
yeah,
It's all competitive, and I'm like, no, I think it's my age in life. I don't want to do competitive gaming. I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't do it anymore. I'm slow. I don't get it. I'm just, I don't know. I need something that's cooperative so I can have my teammates carry me. I'll be honest. Everybody's going to carry me. But I like working with, even like when in Destiny, I will get in and play Destiny if I can be with a group of people.
right.
I don't necessarily enjoy the game, but I enjoy the camaraderie. I enjoy playing with people.
It's
I
like the
love,
social aspect almost.
yes,
Right?
I like the social aspect of it. That's why I loved Horde mode. Splinter Cell Blacklist had that, and it was fantastic.
Oh,
I
yeah.
loved it. I wish, it was so much fun doing that. And um, it reminds me of the Gratu co-op missions. I mentioned that a lot. That those were some of the best gaming times. And and I've never had an amazing gaming time in when I'm playing competitive. Even back when I was good at like Call of Duty, and people were calling me hacker because I was, running 38-2 or something. And believe it or not, it used to be me. I used to be one of those people. I would get accused of hacking, and I never hacked in my life. I'll be honest with you guys. I was just that good because I played it way too much. Just like these guys nowadays, where I'll be like, "Oh, you're a bunch of cheaters." No, it's just that they play a lot.
Right.
I usually say hacker or cheater just as in a joking way now, but because I know they're good. But I don't want. I just want to have fun. I don't want to feel frustrated or get angry or because I'm just getting destroyed, and or I pop my head around and boom, immediately get killed, and then I sit there and watch the gameplay because you don't get to come back in. It's
Right.
like one shot, you're out, you're dead. It's until everybody's dead, then you lose.
Mhm.
I would always be the first guy out, and that's no fun. So
I mean,
that's why it doesn't look fun to me because
Yeah.
I would be watching everyone else play.
right. And I mean, to me, it's like, I like the idea of the terrorist group getting to pick the room where they want to put the hostage, being able to set up traps and barricade themselves in, and then the police on the outside get 30 seconds for their little bots to go around and try to figure out what's going on, and then do a plan of attack, like where they're going to enter from and things like that. I don't know. It's one of those things, like, I'm excited to play it and try it, but it is one of those ones. I'm kind of like you. It's like, I'm going to try it before, the try it before you buy it type of thing. But with the other Tom Clancy game coming out, The Division, and Ventriloquy's talking about like very little news on that. It's kind of scary. Well, I think they're going to probably end up delaying it again, which then goes back to the whole thing's like, well, once you delay a game 15 times, pretty much, you got to think it's not going to be that good, or they're just having too many problems. But we'll find out. We'll probably find out more on that on E3. But
Yeah, if we don't see or hear anything about the division at E3, then I would say the game is dead.
Yeah.
If they have to, they have to show this.
Yep.
They have to give us some kind of update. So I really think we'll see something there.
Yep.
But hopefully they'll have a good E3. Hopefully they've been able to just keep it quiet, and then bam, they say, hey, it comes out this holiday, and here it is, playable, and you know. But yeah, see, I think games like a game I think I would have really enjoyed was Evolve. But the problem with that, because it has what I like about it, working with the team against, even if it's a competitive, in the fact that the monster is a human player, that's fine. But you're working with a team of your buddies. But the problem with that is it relied on that, and that was like it. In that game, I'm like, this game's not going to have a very long shelf life, and it didn't. I don't ever see anybody play that game. And even the week it came out, I saw very few people, which is why I didn't buy it. I kind of enjoyed the last beta that I played of it, but I'm like, this game's not going to last long, you know, and there's really no way to play it by yourself. Yeah, you can, or I think they added it in later, but it's like, it's just, you're just doing the co-op stuff by yourself with bots. That's no fun, you know. It's like, give me more, give me a campaign, give me some co-op stuff. That's all I need. I don't need the competitive stuff. So, what about you, Rob? I think we drifted way off track from Call of Duty.
Yeah. Hey, this is what the round table does. It leads to other topics.
What was the original topic?
Oh, it was just
Next
like
Call of Duty.
the Call of Duty teasing stuff. Like,
Trailer.
Kind of like,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, you know, I was just thinking about the original topic while you guys were off on your tangents. That's plural. Anyway,
well, yeah, bring us back because Ninja Company is asking our thoughts on the trailer. Sorry.
yeah. So, like, way back when, back in the day before all this crazy internet stuff, when you would have some kind of teaser for a game, you know, whether it was in print or, you know, sometimes they had it in another game, it would usually do something like showcase like the really cool graphics, or just give you kind of like a tease as to what was happening. Like I'm thinking back at the old computer games like Command and Conquer. So like when, you know, Red Alert came out, you know, it was going to be, hey, you know, it's instead of this futuristic thing, it's going to be, you know, against the Russians, or I think later on they went against Germans, or, you know, whatever the thing is. So there was some kind of tease as to give you a little bit of a tease as to the visuals to make you want the game, because that was a huge seller back in the day. I think nowadays we're a lot more numb to that, just because, heck, just about everything looks great nowadays. It doesn't even have to be a AAA title. I mean, it can be just an indie title, and you know, a lot of those look so good. So when they did those, they would focus on just something to suck you in, to lure you in, whether it's graphics or a little bit of teaser, you know, of a teaser for what was happening in this new version, because you really had no idea otherwise. Nowadays, with the internet and you know, all the blogs out there and podcasts, you know, Twitter, who knows what, is that stuff even relevant anymore? Because people know all this stuff ahead of time.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just, it doesn't, these things to me really don't have that impact like they did back in the day. Back when you knew nothing about a game until you saw like this trailer, or you saw, you know, the magazine image or whatever it was.
Dev diaries.
Yeah, it was all just hidden from us. And now the information is so readily available. You know, just like you look at this, it's like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
yeah, it looks good, just like every other game. What,
Yeah.
what were you gonna say, Brun?
Well, look at Siege. I mean, what did they do? They found a bunch of Twitch people that are, you know, have a pretty pretty big following. Like I think Tim Darkness 429 was even invited to stream some Rainbow Six Siege on his channel. So what
Mhm.
happens there is that's live gameplay. That's not a
Yeah.
teaser. That's people going out and watching your game. That's free advertisement. That's
Yeah.
huge. I mean,
Yeah.
look at these big advertising budgets and stuff. Like, yeah, okay. Activision, if they were smart, like, go let people play Call of Duty on Twitch. You don't have to spend $1 million and ads and TV commercials and stuff. Just let people go watch the game.
Yeah.
So
Well, I will say I've never been a fan of teaser trailers because they don't do anything, and it's
No.
like I do think in the fact of the Black Ops 3, it was pointless in the fact, and most teaser trailers, in my opinion, are pointless for people like us that are, we've known for a long time it's coming. Those that are really into reading all the game sites and following gaming podcasts and stuff like that, the teasers are pointless. What we want to see is that first full 2-minute trailer, if you will, or however long it is, but like the first official trailer. That's what I like. That's what I want to see. I've never cared for teasers. It's like, okay, you see a bunch of cryptic stuff and you hear a bunch of cryptic stuff, and all you know is, oh yeah, Black Ops 3. Okay. It doesn't say anything or tell me anything about the game or what to expect, what's it going to look like, what kind of cool stuff's going to be there. I don't think they have I don't have an issue with them doing a teaser, but I've never been a fan of teaser trailers, as a whole.
For the people that are really into a certain franchise, when they see these teaser trailers, for the most of them probably already know some of that information, but the biggest takeaway is the release date. I mean, they may as well, to have it be useful to people, you may as well just have a 10-second trailer that just has like a date on it.
yeah,
I mean, the graphics and storyline, if there is one, they're all irrelevant.
They should just start listing as their release date. It's just, they shouldn't even call them a release date. They should be saying, here's our, well, not for Call of Duty. They're good about releasing on time. I don't think they ever delay, but for every other game that's outside of Call of Duty, they should have listed as our first canceled release date or our tentative date. They should just be a tentative release date.
Or it'll be like, August 25th ish. Or don't list a year.
Yeah, they don't list the file. They just put like 201 and they leave it blank. So it could be 2015, 16, 17, 18, or 19.
Yeah.
Or just start going, less than 2020, sometime between now and 2020.
It's like, it will now be released on release day.
Yeah.
Take the old, not Bungie. Sorry. What am I thinking? It'll release. Will release when it's ready, when it's finished.
Yeah.
So only a few people can get away with that. Blizzard. That's who I was thinking of. Blizzard is one of them, and so Valve is the other. Those two publishers and stuff. They're like it'll release when it's ready. So, but
And some of this also, it comes down to the expectations that we have now with a connected society of knowing everything. Years ago, I'll go back to this thing again. Years ago, you had no idea.
right.
All you really knew was you went to the store, whatever it was, and hey, it was on the shelf. Or, maybe some people knew because of advanced ads inside magazines, but you really had no idea when stuff was going to come out.
Yeah.
And nowadays, people expect it, and they get pissed off when things.
I need to know.
Zing!
I need to know. I need to know.
What did I say now?
Nothing. I can't say it. That's twice.
All right. All right, we're moving on before you start going on a cursing rant. Jeez.
Pulling out the trucking term.
Jeez, what is with you guys?
Well, we got one more topic, and this is kind of a good one.
Yeah.
And then one quick mention for one that I have for number 4. But so, Mark, you sent this one, and Rob, you actually sent a video on this one.
Yeah.
And I actually caught some stuff on it too. But the whole high level on this thing is that people are trying to fight, or publishers are fighting to keep abandoned games dead. So what is, you have these group of people, they're trying to revive these older games, and the publishers are fighting them on it, saying no, no, don't do this, things like that. And I'll explain here in a minute. But I just want to read a little section of this because it's really interesting. But the Electronic Frontier Foundation, or the EFF, a non-profit group that defends civil liberties in the digital world, is facing off against the Entertainment Software Association, the ESA, the organization that represents most major video game publishers in the U.S. The EFF wants to allow players to put abandoned games back online and has asked the U.S. Copyright Office for an exemption from the Digital Millennium Copyright Act that would allow players to legally modify the code of online games that are no longer supported by the publishers in hope of reconnecting these titles to new third-party servers. This includes games like Battlefield 1942, Star Wars Battlefront, SOCOM 4, Resistance Fall of Man, and Mario Kart Wii. Many modern games rely on servers to function. If Activision pulled the plug on Destiny, for example, even its single-player campaign would disappear since the entire game needs an online connection. So the exemption would serve player communities that wish to continue using their purchased games, as well as archivists, historians, and other academic researchers who preserve and study video games and are currently inhibited by legal uncertainty. So let me see. There's one more part in here I wonder. Okay, the ESA opposes the exemption, arguing that modifying game code is hacking and would encourage piracy. Plus, in order to make some of these games work on systems like the Xbox 360 or Wii, users would need to jailbreak these consoles. That is not true. Granting the proposed exemption would enable or encourage the playing of pirated games and the unlawful reproduction and distribution of infringing content, the ESA says. So, for one, the whole this kind of, and I was, like I said, I was following this because I would like to see some of this happen. Like, if you go and you want to play the old Tiger Woods, or you want to play the old NHL, or I like picking on EA games because 100 or 200 episodes ago, we would rattle off games that the servers were shutting down. EA was shutting the servers down. Now, I will admit, it was like 2-3 years down the road, and they claim it was like, well, because the usage of the servers are very low and yada yada yada. Plus, there's like 2 new versions of it that's there. But in the video, Rob, that you sent out, the guy was actually talking about like EA Sport, or not EA, but 2K basketball, NBA 2K, whatever, where you would build an all-star and put tons and tons of hours going from like a high school player or college player all the way through the ranks to become an all-star. Now, once they shut those servers off, that's gone. You can't get it back. You can't use it. You can't play it. And that's a single-player option, too.
Yeah.
But
and that's a recent game. It's not like a game that came out 10 years ago.
Right. Yeah. So, and the thing is, like, they go and like, oh, it's hacking, and it's no, it's not hacking. Yeah, they have to tweak a thing here or there to get it to work, because like there's certain games that I have on Steam that it's the Steam version, and the reason why it's the Steam version is because they modified the code so that the Steam could run the servers and not the publisher. But if you're a publisher and you're shutting down the servers, wouldn't you then be giving up on the game? So why do you care? Like, you don't care enough to keep the servers running, so why do you care somebody else spins up a server and hosts some online matches with that game if they own the game? Now, if they're going to burn the discs or something, okay. If you own the game, let's put it in that terms. If you own the game and you just can't play multiplayer because there isn't a server, and this group wants to put up a server that lets you play the game you bought, then that's not hacking. That's not hacking or whatever they said it was with their consoles. It's not jailbreaking your console. It's called putting in a disc, and playing a game. So, but here it is, you got these publishers that are fighting this. It's like, you gave up on the game, then why are you fighting? Why are you fighting against what your fans want? So,
because they won't get any money out of it. The publishers don't care. They're cutting the servers off because it costs them money, and they don't want that. If the game's not profitable, they're cutting it off. The problem is, we're getting away, and I've talked about this for a long time. If you read the EULA on any of these games,
Yeah.
you don't really
You
own it.
don't own it. Yeah.
You paid $60, but you did not buy. You don't own the game. You've only paid for a right to play it, or as long as they want you to play it.
Right.
You're paying to experience it. Just like if you spend $50 and you take the family to go see a movie,
Right.
you're paying for that experience. You own nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still they're tossing these games are so like older games, and they're giving up on the game. I just don't see the problem of letting somebody who purchased the game that they don't own, that's part of the EULA, like why they would care that they would do like.
I would think they'd let it happen, and that way people could still buy the game if they wanted.
Yeah.
The whole pirating thing is garbage. People pirate new games. I can't. Why would someone pirate a game that's been shut down? You know what I mean? Just because some third party is going to allow it to keep running. It's a lame excuse.
Yeah.
I don't think that excuse holds water. And Rob, just so you know, we're getting a lot of static from you all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure why, but
Right on. Well, I was just going to say something like this probably came about, where the lawyers were asked, what their responsibilities were, and they're like, okay, we're going to tell them this just because we don't want to deal with it. Because all they really, if they wanted to, they could just any game that has to have some kind of online server presence, that those servers are going to be shut down at some point. They can build it into the system to have some kind of like switch to set the game free, where when they shut the server down, it could go somewhere else, or you could do some DNS stuff where it could just go to someone else's servers, and they just release the, I don't know, let's say like certificates or cryptography information or keys or something like that for that particular game. Nothing else gets compromised. And then some organization or whatever could just run, or people could run their own, their own servers. If they really wanted to, I believe that they could do that, but they just don't want to.
One more thing, like in the article here, is as the EFF puts it, it says games abandoned by their producers are one area where Section 1201 is seriously interfering with important lawful activities like continuing to play the games you already own. So they're kind of hitting up on that like we own it type thing, but yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to wait to see what they say, what comes out of it. But yeah, seems like you have a little bit of a fight going on. And it seems kind of weird in this world of republishing old games and things like that. Like when Mark goes to you, hey, they're not making money, but yeah, we'll republish the game and sell it to you for $30, and we're okay with it then. Type of scenario, but yeah, we'll just have to see what comes out of it and see what happens. So, any games you guys would like to see come back?
I really don't even remember what got shut down.
Yeah. No, by the time the stuff, for me, by the time that stuff gets shut down, I'm not playing it. But it's more of for me, it's more of the principle of the matter. Somebody might be playing it. Now, I think that you do have to draw a line, like with Halo 2 multiplayer on the original Xbox. Eventually, they had to shut down that service.
Right.
And people were still playing. Very few people, like 6 or 7 or something like that, were still playing Halo 2 multiplayer. And I remember, I think that was the game where people would leave it on.
Yep.
And Microsoft let it go past the kill date, And they let it go for, I don't know, it was like a couple weeks, and then they just finally said, "All right, guys, we're just shutting it off." You
Yeah.
know.
They had to wait. They had to wait for because once they got it started up or whatever, that game would stay on and stay connected. Yeah, it was a couple weeks
Right.
before they did it, but they were just like, "Hey, we still got 2 machines still running it," and stuff like that. So pretty cool.
So,
Mech Assault, Jep says.
But-
Jep28 says.
but
Mech
yeah,
Assault.
you gotta have a time, I think. But I think the biggest issue is like that's a service that kind of makes sense, and you could still play a Halo 2 campaign on your Xbox, on your original Xbox. Okay, just not the multiplayer. The biggest issue here is like you can't even do multiplayer anymore. Like the example of Destiny. Some of these games are now online only, and Titanfall is an online game as well. I would expect the same thing would happen if they took the servers off, that you wouldn't be able to play. There is really no campaign. Your campaign is multiplayer.
Right.
So you'd have the same type of problem, and all these games are doing this. Everything's integrated. Into the internet. So yeah, if a game's not very successful, how long are they going to let that go? If they only sell 700, 800,000 copies of a game, are they going to continue to keep the servers up for those 800,000 people when they're losing money because they didn't sell 2 or 3 million copies as planned? I mean, that's that. Then it's like, well, I don't know if I want to put my money out, because how long am I going to be able to play it? Some people play games for very long periods of time.
Yep.
Not everyone is like us, where we got to play the new hotness and we move on. I would say most gamers play a lot of stuff for a long time. And there's a lot of people who play 1 or 2 games and that's it. All they play is Call of Duty, or all they play is Battlefield. And how long is that game going to last as we move into this whole connected world? They kind of want to know that the game is going to last long enough for them to put the money into it.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
All right.
and who decides? Well, you got $60 worth out of it. Who is it that gets to decide that? So,
Did Vengeful Loki unfollow and then follow just to get an achievement? NCAA football, that's a great one to want to bring back. Definitely the one where the Buckeyes are. That's the one thing that makes me mad with NCAA football. If it had been around this year, the Buckeyes would have been on the front of it because they won the national title. But thanks for following Vengeful Loki.
You just have to work that into every episode, don't you?
Yeah, Mark Gamer LOL12300 also followed, but it didn't pop an achievement for that. So either he followed and left real fast, or followed and unfollowed, but I'm not sure. But and then Presar TXL is also following. I get those notifications before they pop, by the way. So Arizona State University, ASU, is that what you're talking about? Is that JDB?
JD Bennett.
Yeah, JD Bennett. It's bright green. I can hardly read out the name on it. But
Oh yeah.
ASU, I know that as Arizona State. I believe that's probably right. I think the Sun Devils. So I played them.
correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Played those. Buckeyes played them like back in '97 in the Rose Bowl, and it was a good game, really good game. So, but all right. So my fourth one was just real quick. This was just a mention as I heard another podcast talking about it. Is did you guys hear that at E3 Google/YouTube is going to be there, and they are getting into the game streaming service. So YouTube already has like what they call YouTube Live, where you can watch live streaming and stuff like that. But I guess this here would be introducing chat and basically kind of what Twitch does. So they didn't come out and say like they're trying to crush Twitch or anything like that, but they are coming and they are introducing something, and I'm very excited to see what it is, because there's a lot of things I think Twitch should introduce, like, allowing you to have one room where 3 people can put a video, can network into it and put audio and video into it. And so we don't have to use Skype anymore. if you understand what I'm saying. Things like that. But,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it'd actually be cool if Twitch was actually like the control room, and then everybody just used their own, and they built their own application where I could turn it on to send my feeds into it and then conduct the show through the site. That is something where I think would be really cool. But that's just the developer and me wanting something really neat, not building up myself.
Don't get too excited because if you've seen Google Hangouts, I think that's a joke.
Yeah.
We've messed with that.
And we couldn't do everything we wanted to do, but I think what we were trying to do was take Google Hangouts and try to make it into a Twitch, where I think this coming up might be what that is. But we'll see.
Hopefully. I hope they're not just saying they're going to merge it with Google Hangouts, because it's
that's not going to work.
No.
Yeah, I agree. But I am excited to see what it is.
If they can make Google Hangouts or whatever their new app is more like this of what people want it to do, and I can't remember what there was a site or a broadcasting option before where it was like, yeah, you tapped in exactly what you're saying. It was like you tapped into the site and you built your show there on the site and put your feeds in and started broadcasting, and you managed it all from the web.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one that was.
It's not Ustream.
I don't think so. I don't remember.
They have their own
back
app.
a long time ago.
They did build their own app, which was really nice.
Yeah.
It's expensive though. They make you pay for it.
Oh yeah.
I think the pro version of it. But cool.
So,
yeah.
well, we just get a couple more patrons and we'll get it covered.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's hit the community because we do have some community stuff.
Yep.
So cool thing for the community. Facebook.com/group/this Xbox Life. I have an updated image. Thank you, Mark, by the way. So you can go out there, request. We have now, Mark, I think you've seen them. I think on one time I accidentally declined somebody. I think I hit the wrong button. But we have been having some zero friend requests into the Facebook group. People that only had accounts for like a week or so. So, if that is you, your face 66 just followed. Thanks for the follow. I feel like you've been here longer than just right now. Everybody's unfollowing and following.
That's all right.
I know. I don't
right.
mind
We
it.
won't penalize till we see like Vengeful come back and do it again.
Oh, there's Presar TXL just followed. Thanks, Presar.
That was from forever ago.
It takes a while to register. Oh, we got another one. They call me Eames. E-I-A-M.
Call me Imes.
Imes. They call me Imes. Sorry.
Hey, he's I'll give him a quick shout out. He's from the Horrible Gamers crew.
Oh, nice.
So, yep.
Is he a horrible gamer, or is he quite good?
I think they're all quite good.
Yeah.
They just call themselves the Horrible Gamers, and that's Gamers with a Z. So, check them out. They are friends. So. I think we need to take credit for them because I think we inspired that group of guys because they were all from our community, and they decided, hey, we want to do a kind of a show, so they do a weekly show as well. I think they record every Saturday night. So, but yeah, Imes is on that show.
Cool.
So thanks for following, buddy.
Yep. So go out there, like I said, it's a couple people. If you are one of the people that just signed up for Facebook or whatever. Shoot us a message on Twitter, or you can come on here and message when we're doing the show so we know it's you and accept you there because we have had that one time. So next, twitter.com/thisxboxlife for Twitter. If you want to leave a voicemail message for us like we had last week, which was fun. I think or a couple weeks ago, I should say, as Vengeful Loki. Go to the site thisxboxlife.com, and on the right hand side you'll see a send a voicemail option. Click through all the little things that you need to do and you can do it, and we will play it on the show. And become a patron. Go to patreon.com/thisxboxlife. That is a monthly subscription service to the show to help us out with audio equipment and such. Or you can go to twitchalerts.com/donate/thisxboxlife and send a tip our way. Or if you'd like to get any merchandise, go to cafepress.com/this Xbox Life. So, before we get into what's new, we do have some Facebook messages, correct?
Yes,
Or
we do.
comments. So I'll let you guys
yeah.
hit those.
Well, I posted a question out there, said, hey, we've been off for 2 weeks, even though Rob wanted to take another week off.
When was that? Oh, with my Skype issues? Was that it?
No, with your whole Easter thing.
Right.
No, Rob wanted to work last week. But we've been gone, so we said, hey, we just reached out. What do you guys want to hear about? So here's just some of the things that people wanted us to talk about or quickly comment on. So the first one came from Alex, and he wanted us to discuss our Halo theories. Now, I don't know if we've had a chance. I can't recall if we've actually had a chance to talk about this. I don't remember if the trailer came out before the last show. Anything that happened before 6 hours prior to this moment, I can't remember. But it was very interesting to we need to put that link in there too for the IMS. I will get that put in there for you. Be careful, Moobot will kick you out. I'll post the link for you. Anyways, the new Halo 5 trailer. So the very first, I saw one, and it showed this Spartan walking up to Master Chief and putting his gun to his face and basically saying like you ruined everything and you're the problem, and
Oh, yeah.
and like killing, shooting Master Chief in the head. And I was like, what the heck was that? And then it was like the next day I see another trailer come out, but it's a reverse. And it turns out that the other Spartan was Spartan Locke,
Yep.
who is in the what is that called?
Follow Reach.
No, what's that? The video that played with I think Night Watch or Night something,
Yeah.
or I can't remember what it's called. But it came with the Master Chief Collection. There was that 6-episode movie or whatever, kind of like Forward Unto Dawn, but it was leading into the next thing, and Locke
Halo
was
Nightfall.
a part of that. Halo Nightfall, thank you.
Mhm.
So that was that movie that was playing. So Locke is the other guy, and Master Chief was walking up and talking about like he's a traitor, or because I guess he's part of the Oni group or whatever it is. So and basically he's doing the same thing. So there's this different dialogue, but they both are basically doing the same thing. They're walking up and shooting each other in the head, and I was just like, what the heck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the heck Halo 5 is going to be. I'm just shocked by these trailers. Now, that's a tease.
Yeah.
That's the way to do a tease, in my opinion, because it was longer. It wasn't some cryptic thing you didn't know, even though at the end of it, you're like, what the heck just happened? And it gets people talking.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to expect out of these trailers. So have you guys, and I've been so busy, I haven't had a chance to really read up on internet what people think is going on, but I'm kind of wondering, are we going to have two different storylines in the game? Are we going to have two different campaigns? Is this, what is this leading to? Are they going to arch out into something else? Obviously there's two different viewpoints going on here in Halo 5, but I don't know what to expect this game to be turning into.
Well, Halo 4 was the start of another trilogy. So, I believe that's right. Halo 4 started another trilogy, 4, 5,
It was
6.
Well, that's what we thought.
So, and the other thing is, like, when it comes to Halo, like, I'm a huge Halo fan, and I, read through the books and all that stuff. But I purposely have been staying away from all of this stuff. And I may have to go in and watch the Nightfall and go through these trailers or whatever. But it's kind of one of those things. For one, I don't want to, like, psych myself out so much because I can't wait for it already. But the thing is, like, maybe I should watch it because, like, when you're saying that, I'm glad you're saying that they're reversed, because I just saw the one where Master Chief walked up and shot the guy. And I was just like, okay, are they trying to make Master Chief into this bad person? Because I just not going to have it. I'm not going to like it if that's the case. So you can't. Master Chief's not a bad guy. So just not going to happen. So hopefully, that isn't true when they're talking about that. So, but oh, you can't post links either.
I'm only a moderator and I can't post links. Stupid Boobot.
Oh,
I blame Braun.
what was the link you were trying to put in there?
I was shooting to the Horrible Gamers podcast YouTube page.
Okay, I'll try to get it.
So,
but
I pasted in the chat window, but that does no good. So,
but what's the next? Do you have anything, Rob?
No.
Did you get to see those trailers, Rob?
I saw the first one. I didn't see the second one.
It was. You should look them up. It's just like, what? All right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Don asks, do you think more MMOs will be making their way to consoles, either free to play or not?
Sorry.
What?
Sorry, their video kicked on immediately.
Either free to play or not. I think Neverwinter is set up how Destiny should have been, at least in her mind. I would really like to have a good sci-fi one to fulfill what Destiny could have been for me. Has anyone out there gotten as addicted to Neverwinter as I have? I launched Neverwinter just to see what it was, what it was all about, and now I'm a level 34 Hunter Ranger. I just can't seem to stop myself from playing. I've even abandoned Diablo for the time being because of my enjoying this more. Wow. I could get on board with your Destiny thing, but to quit Diablo, Don, I think you lost me there. But I personally think, yes, we'll see more MMOs come out. These are very popular in the PC. I think we've got the hardware now that can handle it, despite what some people had with Neverwinter. But I'd say it's free. A lot of people are probably nailing it right now. I played it when it first came out, and I didn't have issues. And it's actually one I'd like to go back. I went through a little bit of it. My concern is now it's like there were so many weird control things that it's like, I've been away too long. I haven't even finished the Battlefield campaign. I got like 1 or 2 episodes left, but I haven't even had a chance to go back and finish that. But I thought the Neverwinter was interesting. I actually do want to play more of that, and I want to get together with people. So I would like to see more stuff come out, and I hope the Division is something MMO-like, but shooter-like, where you build your character, and I don't know. I think that can be kind of cool. But
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I think that might be interesting. I mean, I guess Destiny is that's an MMO too. I just don't want the grind of an MMO. That's the thing. That's where I think I would lose it on an MMO is I don't want to grind stuff out. Give me new content. But
yeah, and it's like with playing Destiny. I was telling him, I was like, hey, I'm a level 31, and I'm like a quarter of the way in toward 32, and I was like, really, for me to get to 32, I'm going to have to grind for like a month. Like, and it's because you only can get the certain items and stuff from the raid once a week. So once you play the raid once, and you don't get it, you're done. You have to wait another week. Well, it took 5 weeks for me to get those boots. So, but the thing is like, I have no interest in being a 32. I'm not going to grind for a 32. But if I happen to get to 32, just by playing and helping out people, then I'll get there. And that's exactly kind of what happened. So I didn't do the nasty grind and grind. It was just like, hey, we're going to run the raid so we can help such and such get from 30 to 31. Do you want to help out? I'm like, sure, I'll hop in. So I hop in and, finally got my boots and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
But Neverwinter, like, yeah, I agree. I want to play it as well. I want to play more of it as well. But the frame rate issues today, it was unbearable. I couldn't take it. It was killing me. So
I'll have to try to get a moment and play it this week and see if it works for me. I didn't have any issues when I played it. So, and I played it like when it first came out. So I don't know, maybe more people are finding it now. Maybe there wasn't that big rush when it came out because it was kind of like all of a sudden it was there. I was like, what is this? Yeah. I had it was like we didn't even know it was coming. So maybe now that it's out and people know about it, more people are getting it, and it's causing a hit. So
Now Dawn is JD, right? In the
nope,
no different people.
nope,
Just happen
nope,
to be
different
in it?
people.
Oh wow. Okay, 2 T's, 1 T. Gotcha. All right.
So Dawn is our rock band lady
Yes.
from the Facebook group.
Yep.
So
All right.
okay. So the last we've got Juan, who's got a couple questions. So first of all, how do you guys feel about the spring sales? Did either of you take advantage of any of the spring sale going on?
I have
On
at the time. I haven't. So
Yeah,
nor did
yeah, I've passed on it.
I. The thing with me is like it seems like I buy stuff that I want when it's released.
right.
I either want it or I don't. Now I suppose there's a rare occasion where something might go on sale pretty cheap, and if I had no interest in it before, maybe later I might be like, okay, it's 50% off. I guess I can, and I got nothing else. Then I'll look at it. But there was nothing on the spring sale that interested me either. He goes
And
on to. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna add, Kalimba is pretty decent on there, and I mean, there's the stuff on there's it's okay. Um, if you got nothing better to do, I guess you could go for some of these, but I'm actually not too disappointed that I didn't buy anything just because I get to hang on to my money for a little while longer.
Yeah.
Because uh, the what Christmas one or the whatever they call it, the winter one, that was particularly devastating to my wallet.
Yeah. And it was good. I mean,
Yeah.
the ones here, I don't see anything that jumps out at me that I really want that I don't already have. Like we already have Guacamelee. I already have the golf club, which I wouldn't recommend. I had fun with it, but not that much fun. Risk would be the only one I would look at and be like, hey, I'd like to buy Risk, but nothing that I'm gonna buy because I wouldn't have time to play it. So, but yeah,
Yeah, I wonder why they call this a spring sale. Because don't they have these pretty much every week, every other week?
not like this. These are for everybody. They're not just for gold stuff. If you have gold, you're actually getting a little bit of additional
Yeah.
bit off of it. So
Usually like 10% or
this spring sale would something be. They need to do something like the Steam spring sale, something like that. That thing's like a week long, and every day it's like 50 games on sale, different games on sale. But I know they wouldn't be able to do that. It's not that many games, but yeah, I like the spring sales though. I like the sales. It's better than everything at full price, but but then you can go and buy the disc version of it for $10 cheaper than whatever it is on sale on digital. So
yeah.
I will say, Max, The Curse of the Brotherhood, if you're a gold subscriber, getting that game for $3.75 if you didn't get it when it was free,
oh yeah, yeah.
that is well worth it.
Sorry. Yep.
So,
Yeah, that's another one.
I don't know. I might have to pick up Tetris Ultimate for $5.99.
So, but they keep
Yeah, and they had a
sales
bunch
coming.
of season. They had a bunch of season pass stuff too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Shadow
There's
of
that one over.
Mordor, Rise,
Far
Rabbids,
Cry,
Watch
yeah.
Dogs, The Crew. Those I see those season passes available for a pretty decent price.
That's kind of cool. At least
Far
with
Cry
season
4
passes.
and Alien Isolation as well.
Yeah.
And Boomball for Connect is only $5. Beachbody P90X for the Xbox Fitness is only $40.
And moving on.
Hey, not to sidetrack this whole thing, but do we want to talk at all about that tuner?
Who?
So we kind of skipped.
Let me finish Juan's question
Okay.
here, and then
Yeah,
we can do that. He also says the only game that takes me away from my Xbox One is Civ 5 and Beyond Earth. Do you think Phil Spencer will announce a similar strategy game at E3? Do you guys play any strategy games? Wouldn't surprise me to see one. We had Civ? Was it Civ
Revolutions.
Revolutions? Yeah, on 360. That was pretty fun. Is he talking strategy? Of course, my immediate thought went to Halo Wars, but that's
RTS.
RTS.
Yep.
It is a real-time strategy. I mean, that's what it stands for. It's still
Yep.
a strategy game.
Yeah, but these strategies like Civ 5 is not an RTS. RTS is like they're not turn based.
Like Age of Empires, right?
Yeah, it's something
Yeah,
that's not turn
Warcraft,
based.
Command and Conquer.
Well, real-time strategy is not turn-based.
That's what I mean. That's
Right.
so
Turn-based is
Halo
what
2 is
XCOM.
not a turn-based game. It's a real-time strategy, which would be, I think
yeah.
Civ 5 does fall into that category. Right?
Well, no, Civ 5 is turn based.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying it wasn't a turn-based
No, it
game.
is turn based. Yeah, where Halo Wars is, the RTS version.
Okay,
is not turn-based.
so what would be comparison would be XCOM UFO Defense.
Yes.
Which I would absolutely love to see, and I'm hoping Firaxis does it, is the last two XCOM games that they put on the 360. I mean, the last one came out after the Xbox One was released. They need to take those two, put it into a definitive edition, and put it on Xbox One, and I'll buy it day one. I'd pre-order that. I loved XCOM, and it was so much fun, even on the 360. So yes, I would love to play that. I do like. But I think it's really the only turn-based game I've ever played. At least anything recent.
I mean, I've done things like Tropico, Civ 5. I haven't done Beyond Earth yet. I'm trying to look at some of my other games that I have here.
Didn't you do that Cities Skylines or something?
Yeah, but that's not a. Well, I guess that would be more of a simulation.
Oh yeah,
than it
like
would
a
be
Sim
strategy.
City.
There's one more on here. It's slipping my mind. I'm trying to find it real fast.
They did put Tropico 4 on 360, so I would see we could see that on Xbox One. Tropico would. I actually bought it, but I didn't play much into it. That one I really didn't kind of care too much for.
Oh man, Banished. That's another one which is really interesting. But those are all on PC. So, but yeah, I'd like to definitely see more. I'd like to see more on the console for sure. So it's a good question.
Oh, and Gunny Chief mentioned Rock Band 3 is on sale for $10 with the song packs on sale. This, if you're this could be a good point. Sorry to jump off track.
Buy them now.
This might be a good thing to buy because Harmonix has said anything you buy will transfer over to the Xbox One.
Right.
So you can buy these at a discounted sale price and then potentially still have them on your Xbox One.
Right.
So.
Cool.
Okay, but that was the last question we had. So, Rob, you had a question or a topic?
Yeah. So they announced that the over-the-air tuner for the United States, after having one for Europe for the last year or maybe even more. What do you guys think about that? Is that something that is of interest to you, or you just have alternate means like cable and such that it doesn't matter?
DirecTV, baby.
Yeah.
I saw them. I saw the video. I posted the video on that tuner for the U.S. and Canada now, and I just don't. I can't remember the last time I watched over-the-air programming. Everything's been through, cable or satellite for so long. I was even wondering, can you even get HD over the air?
Yes, you can.
But you have to be close enough to it. So I don't,
Well,
I don't know which tuner you guys are talking about, but
there's one released for the 360, or the Xbox One.
Oh,
just recently. So if you go to the Facebook group and watch the video I posted of it up there, you'd be caught.
It's not a Microsoft tuner. It's I think Hauppauge made it, if I remember right. So it's a regular PC-based tuner. I don't know how long it's been out, but you can just attach it to your Xbox One. I imagine it probably goes in the USB port. And you get over-the-air channels. Like here in Chicago area, there's at least 50 channels across all the different stations that you can get. Because I've always toyed with the notion of cutting the cord, because my DirecTV bill, every year it goes up, and I just never watch it. Nobody really watches it. So I'm itching for a reason to just get rid of it.
I just think with
And it's got
a lot of stuff like HBO Now, and then CBS has their own subscription, and Sling TV and stuff like that. That here, cable as we know it today will not exist in this fashion. I would say 3 years from now. It's going to turn into where we'll finally get that a la carte type of thing where we want to just pay for what we want.
Yeah, the big hurdle right now, at least with how things are right now, is that you just get nailed from all sides. You're
Right.
paying, $8 to $10, whatever, for Netflix. You're paying for Sling TV. You're paying for HBO, and in the end, you're at the same cost as DirecTV or Comcast or whoever. And there's got to be some way that we might eventually wind up on that. You can just, if it comes down to you pay for episodes that you watch, maybe that's something. And just something to make it more, I don't know, more cost effective. If that.
Yeah, of course. With me, like where I'm at, I'd have to put an antenna on like my roof. I tried like one of the in-home antennas for digital, and I could pick up like maybe one station out one window, and then I had to run it across my room to another window to try to get something there. But yeah, like if I lived up in Columbus, yeah, you get our channels are 4, 6, and 10, ABC, NBC, and CBS. But like and Fox, I guess. If you live in Columbus, you get all of those over the air, and they're uncompressed HD, so they're actually better quality than what you'd get through through the box. So I could definitely understand if I was somewhere close, and this is when I did cut the cord. Like the stuff they have now, like HBO, I'm like 60 miles. So pretty
you need
good
a
range.
Really big Yagi antenna.
Yeah.
Or one of those huge channel masters.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I was closer or something, that would help me. But when I was cutting the cord, we didn't have HBO now like they do right now. That's huge. HBO doing that is like massive for everybody because they finally said we're going to find out how many people pay for us without cable, and they're going to get a massive amount because like today you have Silicon Valley and you have Game of Thrones. So both started up tonight.
Oh, they did. Oh,
yeah. Speaking, we better finish up.
Time to go.
Yeah. What's our cutoff time? Because we're pushing like almost 2 hours.
No, we got started very late. Remember?
Yes. Okay.
So we got about 20 minutes.
Okay, 20 minutes. All right.
We got enough time to jump through the new games releases, and I mean we're done anyway. So
yeah.
So, all right.
What's coming out, Rob?
Yeah. What is coming out, Rob?
So it's a pretty light week. This coming week for the Xbox consoles. There is nothing of note for the 360, and Xbox One has Mortal Kombat 10.
Get over here.
Kombat X.
So, which is the reason for the background and the name of the show. So, Scorpion. Have you guys seen some of the kill things?
I've heard they're pretty brutal, but no, I haven't seen them.
Wow. I remember like back when Mortal Kombat came out, being a kid, and just people were just like talking about it in the news. Like I think you can actually go back and watch some of the old news things of like, can you believe the blood? It's like, oh my gosh, there's blood, and it's like, really, seriously?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is that what
now
that
it's
red gushing
like
is?
breaking bones. I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts. So, but yeah. 4 episodes of Game of Thrones are already online. That is illegal, Fair Power. Don't do it, man.
We don't support that here.
So
I will definitely boot up my HBO Go. I haven't watched it since I finished getting caught up on that show.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it sometime.
Yep.
Maybe tonight.
I'll be watching
So
it
wait,
tomorrow.
is it starting tonight?
Yes, season 5 starts
This
tonight.
season? Okay.
Yeah, and Silicon Valley. If you don't watch that. It's funny, but just make sure your kids are asleep.
Silicon Valley?
Silicon, however you want to say
Silicon?
it. Silicon.
Yeah.
Silicon. Sorry. The Valley. where all the computer
Yes.
stuff is.
Place in California.
Yes, Silicon.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Combat 10 fatalities. I'll have to watch a video.
Yeah, put that in the Facebook group.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, Rob, if anybody had to buy silicone, or
Okay.
games, where could they buy it from?
Yeah, if you need to get your 3M 5200 silicone for your boat, you can definitely get some over at Amazon.com. Just make sure to use this Xbox Life affiliate link, which you can conveniently find on thisXboxLife.com. Just hit the Amazon link at the right side in the sidebar there, and it'll take you to Amazon. You can do whatever you want. What happened?
Oh my gosh.
He's watching his
Oh,
fatalities.
he's watching the videos.
Oh,
like,
this
okay,
is
what
all
did I
one,
say?
dude. It was horrible. I can't watch this. This is. I'll post this up on this site. Sorry, Rob.
Morty.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week on for episode 339. Oh my gosh, we have so many episodes. But do you guys have anything else?
Nope.
No. All right, I don't either. Well, with that, everybody have a good night. I am Brun, BJ Swick 33.
I'm Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch y'all next week.
I'm Mark, aka Wingman709. Taking off.